What is good, my good people? It's your girl, Madam Joyce in the bizzle, back again. Tell a friend, it's been another week, long time no speak. How are you guys? Hope you've had an amazing week. Now, let me talk to you. A couple weeks ago, you guys know that I did a makeup class because I've been trying to step up my makeup game. And for the OGs, I have been a makeup girly for many, many years. You guys know I was part of messy makeup era. I was that girl. And guys, I'm so honored to have our next guest here today. Just to see him evolve, just to see his story from a makeup artist to a mogul has been phenomenal. He is a mogul and his bright colors and inclusive skin tone range has had the nations shook it. He has revolutionized how we buy our makeup and he is here today. Guys, it's none other than Made by Mitchell. How are you?
Hello, thank you so much for having me. What an actual honor. And again, just seeing the intro in person is another level.
Thank you so much.
You are insane. It's like
yes.
Incredible. It's
First
so
of
easy.
all, can we get a little sippy sip? Mm-hmm. So guys, we've got some margaritas, but I feel like because it's margaritas, it needs to have something that's like bespoke to you, like Mitchell's margaritas. Mm-hmm. Or cheers. I don't know, it needs to have something where it's like maybe makeup or cheers.
What about a Madame Margarita?
No, but it's got to have your name in it.
Mama Margarita.
Yes! Clock it!
Yes.
Clock it, clock
the
it, clock
M's
it.
just go with so many things. They really do.
Mitchell!
Yes,
taking
it right back. Taking it right back.
Can we?
Yes, let's do it.
Can I give you your flowers, please?
Please.
I really want to give you your flowers because I really meant it. Like, I was part of the makeup community for many, many years. Mm-hmm. I still am, but I was serial in the makeup, in the makeup culture. Mm-hmm. Like when, James Charles, Patrick Star, even Huda Beauty, Jackie Aina, when all the YouTubers were coming up. And honestly, one thing, I remember there was an era where, especially the girls up north were getting love because you had the bright colors. You know this so
well. You know
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. And let me say something to you, and it's going to give me goosebumps to say to you personally. Mitchell was one of the first people I've seen at that time do makeup on women of color. Why am I crying? No.
Please don't cry, because I'll cry.
I knew I was going to get emotional. I knew I was going to get emotional because it was a time where inclusivity was so hard for us. And we laugh about it now. Remember the NW45 was like our only shade. And then we had like, if we had a dream at Mousse, it would be one color. So we used to see all these white makeup artists and we used to love watching them. But when it now came down to understanding our skin, we didn't really have anyone.
Well, even to then follow a tutorial and it's a white girl doing the makeup. And as a black girl yourself, you think, I know the technique, but what products am I now going to use to create this same look on myself? Look. So the amount of times that I got over the years, like people messaging me saying, "Oh, thank you so much for doing this on someone that looks like me."
You don't understand.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, I just think especially me being a white gay guy, I'm used to not necessarily being represented in the masses, I'm used to sometimes being the only gay guy in the room or something like that. So in the same essence, it's, when we used to watch like all the big beauty influencers go on the big brand trips and there'd be the one black girl there. Yeah. I might not understand it, but I feel it. So that has just always been something that I have always wanted to just kind of break down and really understand why does that even happen? Because it doesn't need to happen. But also, how can I change that in anything I do? So that's why it was just always so important for me to work on not just white skin tones, brown skin tones, all skin tones. Yeah. That's just something I've always loved. But then I think also me and a black girl really love the same things. We get each other, we click.
Let's talk about this because I scrolled all the way down to your first ever post on Instagram, and your Instagram is like a timeline.
Yeah, it really is.
and there's two things that you will learn that Mitchell loves. One is makeup, and the second one is Beyonce.
Yes. My queen. Oh
there
my
was
God,
a
that
picture
woman.
that we saw. There's a picture that we saw, and it was you buying a Beyonce calendar.
Yes. Oh my God. You went down.
I went down, honey. I was all the way down.
Yeah, but do you know what I always say as well? Like me growing up, I've always loved Beyonce since the minute I could understand what music was, but she has always been my beauty icon.
Yeah.
Always has been. Even before I really understood how great her music was and how impactful her music was. For me, she has always been, you know, remember like the Heat perfume adverts?
Yeah.
The makeup that used to happen. Like that has always been my inspiration when it comes to being a beauty icon. So yeah, Beyonce to me is just, she's life.
And she still is.
Oh yeah, she really is. I don't think that will ever be different.
Never.
And you know, anyone that tries to come for Beyonce, I'm just like,
don't.
stop.
Don't
Just stop.
do that.
Yeah.
I feel like one thing that I can take from you is just, you started makeup in a time where it was just so foreign for a guy to do makeup. How were you able to navigate doing makeup? I saw some pictures where you were wearing makeup and you went to school.
Yeah.
You were going to school.
Yeah.
This is like, guys, we're talking about 2013 here. Like in Manchester as well.
You know what? I think it was more so I wasn't really navigating it. I didn't know where it was going to go. I was just doing it because I loved it in that moment. And I think truly that is something that I tell all people, no matter whether you're black, white, gay, straight, anything. If you do something because you love it in that moment, I truly think eventually it transpires to being something that you can really talk home about, you know? Yeah, but at the start, you know, not necessarily seeing someone like myself do what I am now doing now. I didn't know where it could go, but I think I was really I was in love with what I was doing, you know? And I think that's the main thing. You've just got to keep that.
It's giving
Always.
pioneer.
Yeah, pioneer. We did pioneer some things here and there.
I want to ask you a question. I want to get into a bit of a nostalgic moment.
Okay.
So I've got a picture here of you from 2016. I'm going to put it on the screen.
What the hell? Where did you find these things? You really did scroll all the way down.
I'm telling you, I really did.
Do you know what I will say? That plum lip.
That plum lip is tea. We need to bring back...
Yes.
It's not everyday nude, sisters. What happened to the reds and the pinks and the orange and the plums?
You know, the plum, I feel like this... I think that might have been like a lip liner. I think it was Mac Plum or something like that.
Oh, Night Moth.
Not Night Moth it was, yes. But I feel like Night Moth is coming back. People are using Night Moth again.
They are coming. It is coming back. And I love that. It's like, you know,
too.
the kind of like grungy,
yes, yeah.
90s grunge.
But then with a bit of pinky in the centre, rather than it being all over, but I clearly didn't know about an ombre lip back then.
Okay, if you can tell me one product that would describe this era of makeup, what would it be?
Ooh, Anastasia brow pomade. That one. Maybe Champagne Pop. Was it
Jaclyn Hill,
Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop.
Becca, Clock It.
Yes, Becca. But you know, Becca's not a thing now, is it?
Neither is a Makeup Geek.
No, and Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I think I actually used Makeup Geek eyeshadows there.
That was Makeup Geek.
Makeup Geek was that was a time.
That was a time. That was the Morphe.
Yeah.
Makeup Geek was the Morphe. I even
think Makeup Geek was probably one of the first influencer makeup brands as well. Like she really did pioneer that. Was it Marlena?
I don't know the owner's name, but can I just say, why were we paying $11 for one?
Yes.
One pan.
I remember I'd bought like 3 and I was like, I've made it.
And that's the thing, it made you feel very like,
yes,
I'm that girl.
Especially being from the UK as well, and all of these big American brands were obviously way more accessible over there. Yeah. So we'd have to pay the customs, the shipping, and then when it finally got here 3 months later, then we'd be like, oh my God, we did that. Because honestly, not many people over here would have it. Not many people.
I remember when Ben Nye was still very exclusive. Yes. It was only American. And I remember getting my Ben Nye banana bread, putting that flashback powder all over my face, and I said, "Cluck it, cluck it." I love it. Yeah, I would have. Funny enough, before you was here, I was like, I have a feeling he's gonna say the pomade brow.
Oh my God, yeah, that was
because
my
guys,
jam.
We had the box. I need to find a picture because one thing about me, I was gonna use that brow.
Oh no, my brow took up at least like half of my forehead for many years. But I did it every time I did my makeup. It was the exact same.
It was thick.
Perfect. There wasn't one hair out of place.
Do you remember when Sleek made that contour highlight palette?
I think Lobby actually has that.
Do you still use it? No, girl, you got to put that down. She did what she needed to do at the time.
Oh, it's absolutely hit pan. Yeah. She's like, she goes into the corner of it.
I love it.
Sleek were actually a brand as well. I remember when I was trying to build a bit of a kit for myself, Sleek was a brand that did have not as many options as what they should, but they definitely had options for deeper skin tones at the time.
Yeah, they did.
And again, I don't think any other brand at the time was doing it like that. Especially in a drugstore. But yeah, Sleek, I had a little bit of Sleek here and there.
Yeah, the Contour Highlight palette, the Duo, they had their moment.
Yeah.
What other ones? They had good liquid lipsticks. Remember liquid lipsticks?
Yes.
Kylie Jenner, for the overlining, you know what you did.
Yeah, you know what you did. You did.
The overlined lips, you know what you did.
What about, there was a Barry M. Do you remember Barry M?
Oh my God, and the pigments.
I loved Barry M.
I loved the neon pigment.
Yeah, Barry M was really that girl.
Festival season.
Yes.
Pigments and the glitters. Don't you ever?
You know, they actually had a concealer as well, and I actually think I was probably one of the only people that ever used this concealer, but it was so good. It was called the All Night Long concealer. It was so thin, so tiny. It was basically like you'd get 2 uses out of it. But oh my God, the formula itself was so good, and they had a good shade range. I would have used that on every single skin tone. I
never even knew Barry M to have like foundation concealers. I just knew them for their shadows.
I just don't know if Barry M is still a thing.
I know they do. They still do nails, like a.
Oh, okay. The dabbling.
Gel painted nails. God, I don't even know what it's called anymore. Liquid. What do they call it? Nail polish.
Nail polish.
Liquid fingers.
Liquid fingers.
Okay, I wanna talk about you getting into like the social media space. Obviously, you're a makeup artist. You're doing things for people in the community. When did your social media journey start?
My social media journey start. I would probably say it was definitely, I was in high school, and you know, I was never really one that loved Facebook. Facebook was just not really for me. Instagram started. I've always loved watching anything on YouTube. It's a mix. And then obviously fell into watching the big beauty influencers way back in the day.
Who was your go-tos?
I think it would probably have to be MADEBYMITCHELL, Patrick Star at the start. I loved Carly Bible. Do you remember Carly Bible?
Yes.
And she now has a
Brown
makeup
hair.
brand. Yes, she was like the original baddie. I'm easy.
Wait, hold on with the blue eyes.
Yeah, Carly Bible.
Carly Bible, blue eyes. I'm Rizzy.
Yes,
Our Nicki Minaj queen.
Yes, exactly.
Just don't.
Do you remember?
She was the baddest bitch.
Oh, she still is. She still is.
I haven't seen her in ages.
Oh my God, she just gets better every year. Every time I see her, I'm like,
she's tea.
Oh,
she
she's
is
tea.
tea. Big up her.
Body tea, makeup tea.
Everything
tea. Life tea. But she was someone that I was obsessed with. Makeup Shayla.
Yes,
obsessed.
Makeup by Shayla, period.
Jackie Aina, of course.
Do you remember, were you at the time where Jackie Aina used to be in the military?
No, I was a bit before this. I actually didn't know this until probably about
when
3-4
she was
years.
Little Pumpkin Pie 05.
Yeah, Little Pumpkin Pie 05. I didn't know her then, but yeah, what a time. This just shows you though the evolution.
Let me tell you something about Jackie Aina. Yeah, she used to grate me. She used to grate me because she used to have these natural lashes and they were so long.
Okay.
And she used to be like, yeah, well, I don't need eyelashes. She never used to wear faux lashes.
Okay.
And I would be there trying to buy every bloody serum, trying to get my lashes as long as Jackie Aina.
She's got great lashes.
But
now she does like a lash as well, though, doesn't she? I'm sure she wears a lash.
No, she does wear. She does wear.
She's a glam girl. She's a glam girl.
Period.
And again, she can beat her face so bad. But I actually love watching her home content now. Like that's really the content that I see.
The Lux content.
Lavishly Jackie, she takes over my life.
We love the evolution. Can I just say Patrick Tar? No, Patrick Star. And One Size.
Over. The best. So good.
Have you tried the products?
Oh my God, have you not tried One Size?
I've tried One Size.
What do you not like?
I love it. I'm saying that. I'm asking that. Have you tried?
Yes, it's incredible.
If you are an avid Patrick Star watcher back in the day, the makeup line makes sense.
Oh my God. That is a Patrick Star makeup line through and through.
Period.
And I always say, I think if you are going to start anything that is an extension of who you are as a person that is a brand, it has to be done like that. You know, where it makes so much sense for Patrick to create something the way he's done it. It doesn't really one bit look like just a cash grab. everything looks like he has just thought through it through and through. Yeah, he's really killed it. And Patrick is one of my favorite people in the industry. He's one of the kindest, most supportive human beings I have actually ever met. He's so beautiful.
I think, just to elaborate on what you said, we go to Patrick Star and he is a full coverage girly, like air spun foundation, air spun powder.
Air spun. Yes.
Like
wow.
he was full coverage. So to then see his line and everything is full coverage, like it needs to look like.
I have never seen anything more matte.
Yeah, it needs to look matte.
There is no
flawless.
shine. It's just matte and maybe glittery, but only matte. Oh,
matte,
so good.
full coverage, doesn't move. And then we come to you, and everything about you as an artist is colors
and contrast,
experimenting, neons, high contrast.
I think that is why I was probably so obsessed with Patrick at the start, because he really kind of fused together something that looked a bit more drag with being a little bit more wearable every day.
Agreed.
And that is exactly what I love when it comes to makeup. I love a full base, or I love a full eye, but then softening it with the skin, or doing a bold lip with a bold eye and then making the skin look a bit more summer-like. And that to me is like something that's just so sexy and so appealing about that. But I think that is where my love for what I create now came from, just from the inspirations that I had back in the day, you know? So yeah, it is very, very experimental, very contrasting, and obviously very colourful. Always will be.
If you were to bring back a look or a product, an OG look or product to 2025, what would it be?
Oh, what would I bring back? I don't know if I would bring anything back. I don't know. Because the way I used to put that stuff on,
Freds?
Yes.
Freds.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd stick to what I use now. Made by Mitchel. Yeah, I'll stick to that. But they served a purpose for the time. But I do sometimes think if I could have formulated the products myself that back in them days, would my looks have been better? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it was my technique that was the problem.
I was about to ask something, but I'm going to keep it.
Okay. Ask.
I'm going to keep it. I'll keep it for now. So you then went on to working alongside a lot of like the bigger influencers. We have, makeup artist influencers. We have Jeffree Star, Nikki Tutorials. How did that come about, and what was that experience like?
Honestly, I look back and I'm like, wow, what the hell? You know, I'm a little boy from Bolton who loved makeup, loved watching these people. And I've then found myself like thrusted into the same rooms that they're in. It was the wildest time of my life. But basically I'd been on a TV show called American Beauty Star where I was a contestant. And I think I came like 5th or something like that. But I remember when I was watching it back, Nikki Tutorials actually tagged me in her story being like, oh my God, Mitchel is amazing. Just really shouting it home for me, which felt great because in the competition, I was the full makeup contestant. You know, everyone else was a bit more editorial. They kind of didn't really put the makeup on, which was not like what I was doing at all.
Okay.
Yeah. But obviously Nikki has always loved to put it on.
Yeah.
So that's where I kind of first had that introduction into Nikki Tutorials, who was the first one that I ever filmed with.
Period.
And I remember I was in college at the time. I think I must have been 17. And she basically messaged me and said, I'd love to fly you to Amsterdam to come and film with me.
Oh,
and
lovely.
I was like, what the hell? So me and my best friend at the time, Emma, from high school, we flew to, because again, we grew up watching Nikki Tutorials. So I was like, Emma, you need to come with me. So 17 years old, flew to Amsterdam. We stayed at the W Hotel. I was thinking like, oh my God, I have made it. Like,
Period.
This is life now. This is life. From the council estate to the W Hotel in Amsterdam, thinking that I've completely like solidified everything. And then the next day got picked up by this dead posh driver, and again at this point I'm not used to this. There's like, they give you free waters in the car. I was like, this is heaven. Ended up getting her to a house, filmed with her twice, and from there on, obviously Nikki opened up so many doors for me. There was so many people that then started reaching out to work with me again, and then from then on it then went
thank
to
God. I was literally like, I need another one. I've emptied.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
By the way.
Love you.
Thank you. But
Mitchel,
then,
do you wanna?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, this dress is so tight. Go ahead, Fred.
And then that's where, again, everyone started to kind of want a little bit of of Mitchell then. And then Jeffree Star reached out. But you know what was so crazy? Do you remember the first Dramageddon?
Who was it versus?
It was Jeffree against Nikita, Manny, Laura Lee, and Gabriel Zamora.
Yeah. The
first time, this was like really bad. It was like where the entire makeup industry was like shook up. So this is just before that. And I've started filming with Jeffree Star, but a few weeks before this, I was going back and forth with Manny MUA about filming a video, and I was going back and forth with Jeffree about filming a video. Mm-hmm. Obviously, none of this drama has happened yet. So I'm just none the wiser of what's going on behind closed doors. Yeah. I go and film this video with Jeffree, and again, it blew up. Yeah. Literally hundreds of thousands of followers later in like a day's time. It was insane. My life was just like day and night. That really did explode for me. But while we were in talks with this, all of the Dramageddon must have been brewing. I didn't have a clue that this was going to happen.
You're not even from here.
No, I'm like, what's everyone doing? This is just makeup. But that obviously then kicked off. And at the time, I was just really thinking about the timing and being in the right place at the right time, because I didn't intend for it to work out the way it did. However, if I was the one to have filmed with Manny MUA at the time, everyone, they were so against Manny MUA at that time. But again, I didn't know that. This was just the universe's timing. Mm-hmm. And thankfully, I had kind of gone the other way where I'd filmed with Jeffree, and everyone was Jeffree's biggest fan at this point. And then obviously, I then got the love that Jeffree was getting. And again, I'll always be very grateful to Jeffree for the doors he opened. It's life-changing. It was really life-changing.
What is Jeffree Star like?
Jeffree Star is like Jeffree Star. Is exactly as you would imagine. Exactly as you would imagine. It's one thing I think you can definitely say about Jeffree is he is very true to himself. And what you see is definitely what you get. But yeah, I mean, he might have changed over the last few years. I've not seen him since before COVID, which is, God, I think we've all changed so much in that time. But
I swear.
Yeah, Jeffree Star is Jeffree Star. That is the best way to... That is the adjective, the Jeffree Star adjective. There is nobody like Jeffree.
I found it so interesting that you, like you're saying, you was in the mix of like, honestly, guys, if you were a part of 2016 to 2018 makeup community, it was hell.
Oh, it was a heavy time.
We had talent beefing brands.
Yep.
Like we would never have a time like that again.
But there was also like brands beefing talent as well. Do you not remember? There was the old owner of Too Faced.
Yeah, Too Faced with Nicki.
He was like with Nicki, and then I think he even started calling Jeffree Star a clown, which was just like insane. It was the best. Because come on, you're a brand owner, you should not be doing that. Like,
do you remember when Juvia's Place was beefing Jackie Aina?
Wait, what? Oh my God, no, I don't remember that.
Juvia's Place and Jackie Aina had a beef. And the owner said, allegedly, that Jackie Aina's boyfriend is a married man. Maybe I was too deep.
It was easy to get too deep though.
Honestly, I was so embedded.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know about Bye Sister.
Yeah, oh my God, Bye Sister.
Bye Sister.
You know, I actually like get like a rush of anxiety when I think back to that, because that was just so stressful and I didn't have anything to do with it.
How did you manage to not, you became a part of that community, but you never got caught up in the mix up?
I think it's because I wasn't living there. So I'd film my cute little videos and I'd come home.
You go about your business.
And I'd come back to my little cats at home. But yeah, I think for me, I've always stayed very clear on why I'm in a certain room. Yeah. Like, I'm here to do my job. I'm here to come on, do some makeup, spend some time with some really cool people that I really am inspired by during that moment. Yeah. And I think that was why I never really got in too deep. But, you know, I think the American scene at the time, they couldn't help themselves. You know, it was kind of like that. The drama was to be in drama, and the popularity it was to be in drama.
Yeah, it was. It
was a different time.
Anything with a bit of mess.
Oh my God! But I don't think they would have grown as big as what they are now if they didn't have those kind of dramas. You know.
You know what? I agree.
It transpired to a whole nother level of fame or clout or whatever people want to say, but I don't think that would have happened if it wasn't for the Bye Sisters, the Dramageddon 1 and 2, because there was 2 Dramageddons. There was 2. What a great name, by the way, Dramageddon.
Honestly.
That is so clever. The internet is very clever.
The internet was interneting.
Yeah, it was.
I have a question for you. Obviously, you used to work very closely with P. Louise. What's that relationship like now?
You know what? We actually don't have a relationship anymore, which is crazy.
Wow.
We just, it's just been one of those things that there isn't actually something to put your finger on, we just don't really, we stopped speaking. We actually had a collaboration, which many people forget about. We had a product collaboration. And basically I had created a product called the Paint. And then
it was the base. It was the eye base.
She created the eye base.
It was 7 rainbow colors.
Yes.
I remember this. Yeah.
So there was the eye base, and the eye base was more so they're still around today. It's a product that you don't need to set in place, but you put your powder eyeshadow straight on top of it. Me personally, I didn't really get along with the base at the time. I created a product that was a little bit thicker, and it's set down fully matte by itself. So if you didn't want to use an eyeshadow on top of it, you could. So created that in the 7 shades, and we had a great launch. And then, I think after that, there was a time where my name was like taken off the paints or something like that. This is like looking back that far, and it was just kind of like, huh?
Why?
I don't know. I think at the time, I got into that collaboration at a time where I didn't really understand how to manage myself, what I mean? And how to ask for certain things to be put into place. Like I was negotiating everything myself. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was so young at the time. And I think that for me, I was just like, okay, well, maybe I'm going to go and do my own thing, because at least then that way my name can't be taken off something.
Yeah.
But again, I think I probably just was so young at the time. I didn't really know what was going to come out of that, or what way it should have gone. I was just kind of making it up as I went along. But yeah, me and Paige don't speak anymore. But one thing I will say is I'm very proud of her of what she's created. Can I swear?
Yeah.
It's incredible. And the sheer size that it's gone to, it's very inspiring. But yeah, no bad blood. I think it's just,
it's life. It's just a standard life
it is.
thing.
It really is. And I think as I've evolved, I've just, my morale, her morale, what she's out there to do and what I'm out there to do. I just don't think we were meant to do it and be associated, I think we needed to
honestly
distance.
What I will say is that it's so part of life to grow and evolve, but used to that era phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I don't think the makeup world, especially in the UK, would be what it is today without what me and Paige did. But also Stacey Marie. Do you remember Stacey Marie? Stacey Marie MUA. She was
from up north as well. Yeah. Oh my God. I think I sent her some. I used to have a lash brand.
Oh my God. Yes, okay. Yeah.
I think I messaged her to send her some.
Yeah, totally.
Product.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. She has her own big collab with Be Perfect.
Okay, T.
The Carnival palette.
Yeah. Oh my God. You're taking me all the way back.
Yeah. Stacey Marie is to me, one of the most talented makeup artists I've ever met. She's insane.
You know what? Big up Stacey Marie.
We love you, Stacey.
Send her some lashes, Big up Stacey. Right.
And do you know what? One thing about Stacey is she was always very, very, very good at keeping communicative with brands that were sending her stuff. So you definitely probably did send her stuff. Yeah. I can imagine. She's great.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah.
Subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. What was the moment where you thought, you know what? Yeah, I want to do my own thing. And side note, guys, this wasn't the time where everybody was like, I want to have a makeup line. So you were quite early on in the game. I think Huda had hers. Who else had theirs at the time? I think Huda was
Patrick Star, I think, just launched it as I'd launched mine. Refi dropped just as I launched mine. It was kind of like the one, the new time big brands. It was just as they were coming.
So talk to me when you decided, I need to do this.
Well, you know what? It was actually after the collabs that I'd done. I'd done so many collabs within the space of a year. I did a collab with Morphe. I did a collab with P. Louise. I did a collab with Tati. I did a collab with Be Perfect. Beauty Bay. I had a crazy year of collabs. And one thing that I will come out of those collabs and say, I never really was fulfilled in every single way by all of them. But I think, you know, I just had real kind of, there was always like something that I was a bit unsure about when it came to my collabs.
Yeah.
So then actually, and this is why I will always be very grateful to Paige, my business partner who I met through Paige is now my business partner to this day. So I met Marie, my business partner, through P. Louise, because Marie used to create the products for P. Louise back in the day.
Too.
So again, I've been able to connect with someone that has literally been my mentor, and I would not be where I am today without her. So again, very grateful to that. But I think I just really came out of my collaborations over that year and a half, and I just thought, there's always been something that I've not been happy with, whether it's been how I've been treated or whether it was, you know, maybe not being given as much control as what I wanted to have in the creative process of creating a product.
Yeah.
So that was where Made by Mitchell was born. And I just thought, okay, let me just do this by myself now. Like, I've done so many collabs. Do I really want to keep doing collabs? Do I really want to keep building someone else's name and then not necessarily having that back?
Yeah.
And that is where Made by Mitchell was born, and it's literally been the craziest. We're just over 4 years old now, and it's been an insane journey. There's been so many ups, so many downs. When we launched October 2020, worked on the brand for about a year and a half, and launched it with 2 eyeshadow palettes, loads of brushes, 6 blushes, which I never knew that they would become what they are today. But blush is like one of our hero products. I launched with a mirror and large organizer cases. But I think back at that time, there wasn't really a makeup artist that was creating a makeup artist led brand for the makeup artist. So I'd launched luggage, I'd launched tools, I'd launched multi-use products, and I think I really set the tone for what Made by Mitchell was going to be for in the future. But yeah, it's been the wildest journey, and I can't even imagine what if I even can look back and say I knew that this was going to happen and I knew we'd be here, because I really don't think I even thought that this right now was possible.
Why blush? Why blush with the R?
Because blush is a blurring liquid blush, so it was just
girl be really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. I need to
blush.
A blurring, okay.
Liquid blusher.
Does anyone know this?
Yeah, well, they might do. I have spoke about that before, but I think most of the time people just hear the name blush and think, come on.
I just thought it was blush with like an accent. So what would you say your hero product is now?
Curve case. She is that one and only.
Can we just guys, I want to show Mitchell my curve case. Yeah.
Is she used and abused?
Can I show you?
Absolutely.
Can I show you?
You've actually got lots of new curve cases on the way up to the studio, by the way. So I think they should be here tomorrow. So you've got a refresh of everything.
It's in my suitcase. Can you close your eyes, please?
Okay.
I want you to close. Guys, let me tell you, this curve case, she has been used. I love this curve case so much.
Tell me when I need to close my eyes.
I love this curve case so much. I've got the third one, so not the deepest one, the one before that.
The deep one. Yeah.
Yeah, deep. Not.
I thought you'd have deep.
Am I gonna hand it to you? Do you know what? I'm just gonna hand it to you.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah, you can open it.
Oh, Jesus. Do you want to show everyone?
You can show the camera. Guys, she's been used.
I need to get... Yeah, you've got a new one coming.
She's been used to pan. She's been used.
Wait, so is that... Oh, so you've used up a rituation?
Yes, she's been... Because one thing, I love a sharp contour.
Yeah, no, and it's... I'm speechless. Yeah.
It's not even closing properly.
Is this lash glue?
Yes.
Yeah. Same multi-use. You can use it as an eyelash palette.
I was using it to thin out my...
Yeah.
Honestly, she's been used.
I can tell.
I'm so... Honestly...
But you please, when the new one comes,
I
please...
I won't do...
Put it on the shelf and just let it
look pretty.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was one of the girls... I have a tweet somewhere and I was like, I said something along the lines of, I need to buy this palette because at this point, TikTok is just throwing it in my face. Every 3 videos, curve case. And you see me, I'm not somebody that buys into hype. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy it. And I understand. Oh my God, there's even hair in it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You know what? What I will say is, yes, it's a lot, but a product that I have created being used so much, like that is exactly as I intend for it to be used, you know? So listen, I'm glad your curve case looks like that. I really am.
Oh my God, that means the world to me. I feel less touched.
No, oh my God. Listen, this is what you should be doing with your makeup. You should be using it. You know how we all went through this phase of buying makeup and we'd just put it in a set of drawers just to look pretty. And we'd buy makeup to look like we've got more makeup. That was a real time, like where we all had our beauty rooms and all that kind of stuff. Whereas I'm glad people are now using the makeup.
Mitchel, guys, I'm not posting all this stuff to brag, but I just really want to show you my makeup collection and my 500 lipsticks. But just to know, this is not a video to brag. Like, why was that always a disclaimer?
But it's still, even to this day, it's like that was like back in the day when people now do. This is what I got for my Christmas this year, but I'm not bragging. I am so grateful for what I have got. It's like, just show.
Just flex.
Just show.
Flex if you want to
flex, you flex. Yeah. But don't you think that's something that as you get older as well, you really understand, like, listen, if I'm going to flex, I actually don't care what people say. Like, I'm flexing and that's that. But when I was younger, I actually probably would have done the same thing of being like,
it's like, please guys, I'm not flexing.
This is my job. Like, this is not me bragging. I need all of this makeup, which I did not need all of that makeup at all. But, you know, I think as you get older, you're like, okay, I can flex a little bit here.
Honestly, I used to love watching makeup hauls.
Oh my God,
that was the makeup hauls.
But I can guarantee that nobody used 60% of that makeup.
No,
60%.
Not.
It just sat there. And I used to be like that as well. But now I've created a very intentional makeup brand where everything I do create is used. So so used. And honestly, guys, it's so worth the hype. It's so worth the hype. Having one palette that was multifunctional, that is multifunctional, that if you want to have a blush, there's a blush there, there's a contour there, there's a bronzing there. And for me, I think it was the first time me experimenting with creams and liquids as well. Love that.
So the fact that it was like it was a whole new experience for me to just like have a palette with just creams.
That's the case for a lot of people, but I think what I've learned as a makeup artist, you know, this is not just me being a makeup lover. Like, I really do understand makeup. I love makeup on all different skin tones, but I've really, over the years, really started to understand what was missing when it came to deep skin makeup. And listen, sometimes a powder isn't enough for a deep skin makeup. Sometimes you need the duality of a really, really full coverage cream and then the powder to match. So for the longest time, I was trying to find creams, and it would, most of the time when I was putting like a liquid blusher on someone, it wouldn't be a liquid blusher, it'd be a liquid lipstick, because it would be pigment. But that's where blush was then born, because I wanted to create a really full coverage, really full pigment liquid blusher. And then I realized that the world was kind of going more towards, you know, the glossy skin, something a bit shiny. And that's where Curve Case was one, because I was like, okay, I want to create something a bit more balmy, but I wanted to do it in a way that felt more like a makeup artist product, where it's in a palette and there's many different options. Which is why it's so crazy to me that the Curve Case has become such an essential in everyone's makeup kit, because it is created for a makeup artist. Like, most people would not buy 4 bronzers and 4 blushes. You know, they buy 1 blusher, 1 bronzer. But like the Curve Case is really kind of broken down the barrier between makeup artists and makeup lovers. So the Curve Case I'm very proud of the Curve Case.
I think there's so much information now within the makeup industry, and that's thanks to you. That's thanks to Wayne Goss. That's thanks to
Wayne Goss. Oh my God. We love Wayne Goss.
Like the OGs who really took the time to sit on YouTube and show us their step by step. So now the line between the skill of a makeup artist and the skill of, and we're talking about skill, not the other hygiene stuff that y'all need to work on. By the way, I'm saying hygiene work on when I'm carrying the case like this, girl. Let me keep my mouth quiet. But just the skill itself, we have women who have access to the information that you went to school for. You had to do your level 3 makeup and theater for. We now have that. We now have that access in abundance. So as much as this is for makeup artists, it's for the girlies who know how to slay a look. And these days, the girlies, especially the UK girlies, have been
Yes.
Janissa
Eating.
Eating
So good.
on the makeup looks.
As we do. As we do.
Is there any UK influencers that you are loving at the moment?
Ooh, UK influencers.
Makeup girlies.
Makeup by Chelsea.
Yes.
Makeup
yes.
by Chelsea is getting her flowers, and that makes me so happy. Do you know, it's so crazy. I used to do this thing in lockdown called Mondays by Mitchel. And I'd basically get on live every Monday on Instagram, create a look, and then I would pick 10 people that created that look that week to then send out everything that I used in the makeup. So it was like a real community-driven thing. And Chelsea actually used to come onto my lives and do it with me there. So she's a bit younger than me, Chelsea. I think she might be early 20s. So back then she may have been like 16, 17.
Wow.
And to see what she is doing now, just...
Clock it.
Oh my, I'm so proud of that girl. Like, she deserves every little bit of it because number one, she is so talented. Number two, she has really worked on her craft and really solidified herself as a makeup artist. And now she was doing Dolce for like her European stint.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, this girl has absolutely transitioned into being a very iconic makeup artist, which I think will really stand the test of time. But yeah, Chelsea to me is like, she's someone that I'll never skip a Chelsea video.
And
ever.
you know what? She is such an amazing person. I actually met her. I met her Dirty December, Ghana. Now, one thing about me.
Oh, I want to go to
her,
Dirty December
you
in Ghana.
must.
Please.
Can we go?
Yes, let's do it.
Be for
Let's do
real.
it.
This
Let's do it.
December, I got you.
Okay,
but
cool.
I remember looking at her, and I didn't know she was a makeup artist. And I was looking at her thinking, this girl is stunning. That's all I was like, this girl is beautiful. This girl is beautiful. Like, I kept staring at her because I was thinking, nah, this girl is tea. Like,
Yeah,
I was
she
thinking,
is.
she's tea. And I walked past her, she came up to me and she was like, MJ, I really, really love what you do. Like, I think you're amazing. And I just can't, I was like, your makeup is, I can't get over
Has she ever done your makeup?
face. No, that was the last interaction we had.
Well, we need to make that happen. Chelsea and Madame Joyce.
It would be,
beat would
honestly,
be
I'd be so honored. But yeah, then I started seeing her on my TikTok, and I was like, clock that shit. Clock that shit. That's what I'm talking about. I was like, it makes sense. But she's gorgeous, and I really love women. Sorry, this might be self-loathing, but I love women that look like me. So dark skin, big lips.
As you should.
Doll face. Like, she's tea. She's tea. Go her. Is there anyone else that you want to shout out?
Anyone else? Who else do I love? There's so many that I love.
Mitchell said no, it's enough.
Chelsea, this one's for you.
Yeah, Chelsea, this one's for you.
She's, do you know why I'm just so happy for her is she's doing things unlike any, she's completely created her own path. And that, as someone that I feel like has done that myself, I understand the grind that goes into that and the hustle and the dedication and sacrifice that goes into doing something like that, to doing something that's never been done before. But Chelsea's doing that. She's incredible. I'm so happy for her.
Oh, this is amazing.
She's
amazing.
Insane, and I can't wait to see what else she does because I know that this is just the start for Chelsea.
I swear.
Insane. She's got a crazy journey ahead.
It's C&T, baby. As a makeup artist, you're not just a mogul. You are the OG makeup artist. So 3 things that every girl, if you had to choose 3 products that every girl needs in their makeup bag, what would it be?
A curve case.
Period.
If you've not already got one, where the hell have you been? A curve case pressed, which is the powder version of the curve case, launching tomorrow. Actually, launched yesterday when this is up. The curve case press. Is that
in my goodie bag?
It's coming tomorrow. I sent it to her. I sent you all the shades so you can pick your shades.
I'm doing a haul. They're gonna be sick of me.
And then I would probably say a good brow product, like an Anastasia brow freeze. Or
okay.
I'd say something like that because I think a brow lamination really does just give structure to the face. They're my 3 products. Yeah.
Some people were saying that black women can't wear blush. Blush.
What?
Some people were saying that black women can't blush.
Right, well, this is news to me.
I want to know which blushes are a staple for dark skin, brown
Cowlick.
skin. Girl, you know I'm got that in my bag.
Where's the SPF?
You know I'm got that in my bag.
Mango daiquiri.
You know I'm Actually, no, it's here.
Yeah.
It's
but we also have these in the blushes
in
as
the
well.
blushes. I got
then
the
I'm gonna
cowlick in the
say
blush.
if you want something that's a bit more dull-like of a pink, a Posy Rosy. That's a good one.
Oh, do you know what? I've been loving the pink under eye, you know.
Oh, that's a good one if you like that, because it's quite it's a lot lighter than a little bit more milky than cowlick, so it's not got as much depth to it. But if you want to play around and you want to feel a little bit more like I guess ethereal, that kind of vibe, Posy Rosy, incredible. Dairy Queen. Have you ever tried a purple blush?
I haven't.
Because it comes up really almost like a fuchsia purple. It's
Is
beautiful.
it like Danessa Myricks?
Yeah, kind of that kind of
Dancing
vibe. Yeah.
Queen?
We love Danessa.
Yes, that's
we
what
love Danessa.
I've got this. The girlies put me on the Dancing Queen. I have a little bit here. I have it. But what shade were you saying?
Posy Rosy. Oh,
Posy
Dairy
Rosy
Queen.
and Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so many shades. Blushes. It transpires through all the skin
And
tones.
they're coming to my.
Come into here. Yeah. You've got lots of different things to play with. And thank God a brand new curve case.
What is a makeup hack that you will give to the people that no one knows?
Makeup hack that I would give to the people that nobody knows. I would definitely say use a cream underneath a powder for every single step. So say even your eyeshadow, use a cream eyeshadow first, then a powder eyeshadow.
Ooh.
Say your contour in the face, cream contour, powder contour. It's gonna not just make the application process way quicker, but you're also gonna see it last longer as well. So I think duality between cream and powder can be applied to every single makeup step. Even putting a bit of if you like a matte lip, setting it with a bit of powder. It just completely blurs the lip so much better.
No, guys, we've not been doing matte lip in a while though.
I love a matte lip. I really hope matte lips come back.
I hope that coloured lipsticks
Yes.
and matte lips does make a comeback.
Yeah.
I remember, you see that Ruby Woo?
Oh, do you remember when this was like the Colourpop Kylie Cosmetics years, and Kylie had blue lipstick. She had teal lipstick, green
Yes,
lipstick.
and she used to match it with her hair.
Yes, I loved those years of colourful lips, because you could do that with a neutral eye, Doesn't have to be like a colourful eye.
Yeah,
you could do like a
neutral
soft blonde eye and then a blue lip. Oh my God, it was incredible. Those are the days.
Those coloured lipsticks was I had some lipsticks.
Yeah.
And I was saying, I think it was because it was my way of coming into, oh, thank you, Latif
Ooh.
is just giving us.
Thank you so much.
It was my way of coming into self-acceptance. I got bullied for my lips quite a lot because fuller lips wasn't a thing. Having big lips wasn't a thing. So in my, I guess, act of rebellion or my self-acceptance, I used to be very, very experimental with lipsticks.
Do you know what? That's a beautiful thing though, because from, I think, the rebellion that you've just mentioned, it's so great. It's so great that you turned that into rebellion rather than turn it into just bowing down to what these people might have been saying to you, because not a lot of people are strong enough to do that. So I think that's a beautiful thing that you got rebellion out of that, rather than being I'll hide what I'm being bullied for right now. You just said, okay, let me put it even more in your face, and I think that's a great thing.
Oh,
Really
thank you. I had some moments, but yeah.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
that's normal. But I think, the overriding moment to be something where, again, something born out of rebellion. Oh my God, that's sometimes when the most beautiful things are born.
I'll cry and vomit.
I mean it though. I think that, and again, I really love seeing when people do that for their own ways. Because again, I was bullied for being a bit gay in school, for being a little bit weird, being a little bit different. And now the things that I'm celebrated for are those things that I was once bullied for. So, I think as we grow and as we go through those hardships in life where people do have their own opinions of certain things that we can't change, I think it's a beautiful thing that you can then one day be celebrated for those things. It's just about finding the people that accept those things and understand those things, isn't it? So yeah.
That was beautiful.
Cheers to you. And cheers to those beautiful lips. Cheers. Gorgeous lips.
Let me have a sippy sip. Guys, let me tell you a makeup hack that I found. I'm not gonna lie. If you think this is ratchet, whatever. I've been washing my makeup brushes
with
washing detergent.
Oh.
Guys.
Okay.
As in like a pod.
Wait, so what do you talk me through the process?
I would squeeze the pod on the makeup brushes.
Okay.
Guys, I'm telling you, this is a game changer.
Okay, I actually feel like I have to try this.
I squeezed the pod on the makeup brushes and did this, and the makeup
Quick.
came off within three rubs. I'm not with you. I'm not joking with you.
Okay, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try it.
Guys, washing detergent, get a pod, pop the pod on the brush, wash the brush, thank me later.
Okay, yeah.
No more struggling again.
See, I don't think that sounds ratchet. I think that sounds actually quite genius, to be honest, because it's like what you do to the clothes that we're wearing. So, yeah.
Thank me later.
I will.
Cool.
Oh, also one more makeup hack that I feel like for me has always been something, and it was actually something that I feel like maybe a lot of people would have seen, but it was actually Uche that made me do this.
Clock it.
Uche.
Mother.
Come to the front. She did this hack many, many years ago. It was where she put a dark lip gloss around the edge of the lip liner and then a lighter lip gloss in the center. And I think it was like Fenty hot chocolate or something like that. Oh, the way that just speaks to me. But I think maybe that's just an Uche thing, that she just has that effect on everyone, doesn't she? Like, she's just incredible. But
Uche,
Uche,
the base queen.
She did that.
Tea and biscuits.
Another one that I'm very glad to see get the flowers that she's getting the last year especially. She's just really like become an icon, you know, over the world. I love to see
Uche, friend of Uche. You know you my girl. I love Uche.
I'm obsessed with Uche. She's
honestly, when I do my makeup, I really think, what would Uche do? That's my mindset. What would Uche do? Number one. Would Uche be pleased? When I do my makeup and I finish it, I look at it and be like, will Uche be pleased? Sometimes when I see her, the first thing I say, oh my God, Uche, what do you think of my lip? She's like, it's giving. And it's like, it doesn't, like, who's the sexiest man? It just, Elba could be like, oh my God, this makeup is nice. And it wouldn't hit the same. Like if Uche was like, this makeup, because it comes from the place of professionalism.
Oh yeah, like, you know, as I've got older, I've been less and less bothered by validation. Yeah. If Uche likes my post, if Uche comments on my post, if she replies to a story, it's done. I am like, nobody can tell me nothing.
If
she just has that effect.
If Uche said it, it's Bible.
And she meant it. If she said it, she meant it.
Because that's the thing. If she said it, she meant it.
Yeah.
Now, big up
another
Uche.
one. Uche, thank you.
Thank you. Keep the change. Oh, I love it. It's C&T, baby. So what are some makeup myths that you would like to bust today?
Makeup myths. Fallout. Eyeshadow fallout. That is a myth.
Is it?
Makeup eyeshadow fallout does not happen. I don't know what people are getting themselves up to.
Oh my God, this eyeshadow has so much fallout.
Well, no wonder. It's because, like, the way I think of it is do you ever watch someone do their makeup and it looks like they're about to, like, peel the face off? They're going that hard. Like, no wonder that there's eyeshadow everywhere. I have such a light hand when I do makeup. And I think that's the hack to any makeup technique. But yeah, eyeshadow fallout, that just doesn't need to be a thing. You can do your base first and then still do a crazy eyeshadow look afterwards. It's just about using the right product.
You know what? Yeah, you've actually just bust my brain, because I see some of the girlies complaining about fallout, and they'll have the palette and they'll be like,
yeah, like,
look at the fallout. Is that because you're banging the pan?
I think it's that. I don't know if that's the eyeshadow. I think it might be you.
You just, it's talc, baby. Of course it's going to fall apart when you're using your...
No, I think that is probably one of the biggest myths, because do you remember the days of, and I feel like me and you could just talk about this all day, but do you remember the Subculture palette by Anastasia?
Yes.
It was like it was the Modern Renaissance.
Modern Renaissance, yes.
Yeah, but then Subculture was one that was a little bit more greens, blues, greys. It was like a bit more of the grungier tones rather than the warm 2016 orangey cut crease kind of shades. And that went so opposite to Modern Renaissance because people were getting fallout. Yeah. But it was like, no, these are full pigments and you guys are going like this. Look at the fallout. Look at the kickback. And it's like, this is a powder.
If you
don't want fallout, use a cream. Cream. It's a powder.
Remember, guys, cream first and then powder.
And then you
Word
won't
to
get
Mitchell.
fallout.
So how do you feel about celebrities doing makeup lines? We've had a rise of celebrities, Hailey Bieber, Selena Gomez. Side note, that Hailey Bieber, Selena Gomez saga is hell.
What even is it? I am so uninspired by that.
It's hell. Honestly, that is a whole nother episode on its own. Basically, obviously Selena Gomez just got engaged. And people are saying how essentially Hailey Bieber stalked Justin Bieber for like the most part of her life, and then went to stalk Selena Gomez. And honestly,
yeah, I watched a video the other day, and it was basically, she said, Selena goes, I think she's on Ellen, and she's speaking to Jennifer Aniston and goes, I was sick of my story being told by someone else. And then Hailey then
yeah,
says,
like she's been copying her word for word.
but then I'm like, is this actually the way it is?
I'm not gonna lie, yeah, the 7-part documentary is hell. Because I'm somebody that I can look at the internet very objectively and be like, y'all just f***ing around. But
Yeah.
I watched it and I thought, girl, there's too much evidence
Okay, maybe you
against
need to send me the link so I can.
I will send you the link.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, we've got so many celebrities and a lot of original influencers doing makeup lines. How do you feel about that?
You know me, I truly think there's space for everyone.
Yep.
That is something that I've always believed, because there's been many times where I feel like I was in a room and maybe not the most qualified to be in that room, but I was still in that room. So I'm not here to ever say, oh no, you shouldn't be doing this, or this person shouldn't be allowed to do this. However, me personally, I just find most celebrity makeup brands, even like some of the more mainstream makeup brands that are created by makeup artists, I just find them so uninspiring. Very, very like, okay, what's next? You know, we've seen this before. Like, when are we gonna do something different? And that's really the thing that I've always wanted to do most with Made by Mitchell. Do something that no one else is doing. Whether it's your price point, whether it's the shade range, the packaging being bright green, like that is just something that I've always wanted to do. But I think I don't actually remember the last time I looked at another makeup brand by not necessarily an influencer, but a celebrity, and thought, wow. Apart from Fenty, of course.
Period.
Fenty have always like been the top dogs.
Yeah.
But yeah, any of the others, I think they're all too
Lady
based around
Gaga,
a trend, and that's
Selena,
to me what
Millie
is so
Bobby
boring.
Brown has a little moment that she's doing.
I think that's just really okay. I don't even think Florence by Millie Bobby Brown is that's
yeah. I don't think it's hers. I think they just used her name.
I just don't think that even speaks to who she is either.
Yeah.
It feels really quite forced in a way. But that's just my opinion.
Which celebrity would you like to see have a makeup line? Obviously, there's somebody that they serve looks.
Do you know who I would love to have a makeup line?
Go on.
Sweetie.
I love Sweetie.
And if I was a trillionaire, I would absolutely back that makeup brand, because she's like the lip gloss queen for a start. And again, she is experimental, which is what I love about her so much. She doesn't just do things like everyone else. She's always been down for a look. And I think that is what inspires me as a makeup brand. Especially a makeup brand founder. But who else? Who would you like to see?
First of all, let's talk about Sweetie, because she was one of the first celebrities you did her makeup for. Talk to me about that story.
So I was in America many years ago. This is pre-COVID. And I had actually met Sweetie's auntie, Whitney, at some, I can't remember, it was an event somewhere. Got chatting anyway. I was like, oh my God, I've loved Sweetie since, like, remember when she used to rap in the car, the videos, and she was my girl. Even before she even knew who I was like, I love you, and all the comments. So anyway, I ended up bumping into her. I think I was probably drunk, she was probably drunk, not Sweetie, her auntie, and got chatting. And then COVID happened. So then the link kind of just died out. And then one day I got a message from Whitney basically saying, Paris. Sweetie is coming to Paris and we really want you to do her makeup. So I was like, oh my God, yeah, when? I'm there. And it was so funny because at the time I was actually moving down to Bristol to live with my ex, which was the weirdest thing I've ever done in my life is move to Bristol. But what you do for love, hey? But the day that I was meant to go, I was moving to Bristol. So thank God I didn't even have to pack up any of my boxes. I was left to other people doing that because I was like, oh no, this is a huge opportunity. And we have to leave on this day, blah, blah, blah. So I flew to Paris. I was there for maybe 4 or 5 days. And I remember the first time I did Sweetie's makeup, I was shaking like a leaf. No, honestly, but I was trying to keep it so put together. I remember I was setting up and I was putting like my brushes out and they'd be like falling, and it was, oh my God, it was terrifying. It was the most terrifying thing. But one thing I will say is she is the most lovely woman and very, very calm energy to be around. Very calm.
I love Sweetie. I met her in Dirty December, which you need to come.
Yes. Oh, please.
Honestly, I met her. She was in Nigeria, and she was a bloody time. And can I just say, in person, her beauty is unreal.
Oh my God, it's
like she is really unreal.
She's got
looking.
the most, like, a really beautiful little doll nose, like the most amazing eyes, like
she's really, really gorgeous, and she's so feminine. She's so demure.
Yes, she
like,
is.
She's very,
she
very
is exactly
demure.
that. Her energy is so. I've never really known before I met Sweetie like what it meant to have a confident energy.
Yeah.
Safe energy.
Yeah.
Like, I felt very safe and confident around her just because she's very, very, very sure of herself.
She's very sure of herself.
And I think that is something that I was like, oh my God, I didn't really know.
I need me some of that clack it.
Yeah. But yeah, Sweetie. And then I'd done her makeup many times after that as well, because then I flew to, we did something in Venice together with Dolce & Gabbana. And then she did the EMAs. She hosted the EMAs. And this, I'll be honest, this experience, not because of Sweetie, but just because of how stressful it was, I actually thought about never doing makeup ever again. So the EMAs, it was incredible looking back at it, but she basically had 13 looks to do in the space of about 2 hours.
Oh my God.
So this was 13 different makeup looks, 13 different outfits, 13 different hairstyles. It might have even been 14. And it was the most stressful time I've never been more stressed, more anxious in my life. And I actually got back to the hotel that night and I thought, I've had a good run. Like, I don't need to be a makeup artist anymore. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, okay, I want to do it again.
Girl,
but you know,
right.
it was real. It was a lot. But yeah, that was insane. But Sweetie's, we still keep in touch today, and like, she's just a beautiful, beautiful spirit. I love her.
No, I love her.
And I was very
too.
lucky to have painted Sweetie because she's been one of my favorites for a long time.
Is there anybody else that you want to paint but you haven't?
You know what? My one person that always comes to mind when I think of this, it's RuPaul. I just think that would be so iconic.
Oh my
It makes so much sense. I'm really not too bothered about, like, you know, a lot of my celebrities are people that I have loved since being a kid. I'm not always that bothered about meeting them because, you know, what they say, like, don't meet your heroes, all these kind of things. So for example, I don't want to be painting Beyonce. I don't think I would ever be able to even stand up in that position. No, I wouldn't even get that far. I wouldn't even get that far. But for me, RuPaul, I just feel like it would be so iconic. The whole experience of it would be insane.
And again, when I was scrolling through your archives of Instagram, that was one of the first. You went to New York.
Yes, yeah.
For
RuPaul's DragCon, was it? Yeah. Crazy.
So you've been there.
You really have been scrolling down.
Oh, honey.
I'm like, what else have you seen?
Well, no, I'm joking. Right, I want to play a game with you.
Okay.
It's just a quick fire. So the game is win or bin. I'm going to give you a topic of conversation and you're going to tell me whether it's a win or a bin and why. Okay. So, win or bin? Clean girl aesthetic.
Bin.
Why?
Bin it. Bin. Like, clean girl. Like, why? Why do we need to put makeup on to look like a clean girl? Let's just look clean without makeup.
So just don't do the makeup.
Put it on. Put it on.
Any skincare tips? Because your skin is amazing.
My skincare, well, I only use my own skincare products, which are coming out hopefully end of summer.
I was about to say, wait.
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
But I'll be honest,
Wait. Quack, 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 quack. Breaking news. Made by Mitchell has skincare coming out.
Yeah. So I think it will probably be coming around September time.
Quack, 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 quack.
But when I say skincare, so I did actually drop Skin Prep maybe about a year and a half ago, but this was more so an in-depth collection of priming products. So things that are getting your makeup ready, your skin ready for the makeup.
Yeah.
So there was a cleanser and things like that in there, but it was more so pre-makeup cleanser.
Pre-makeup.
Whereas the skincare that's coming is actual active skincare. So very different to what I already did. It's incredible. Such a long process doing skincare that over makeup, which is something that is just not even for the weak of heart. But Yeah, I've always struggled myself personally with really dry skin. I've never really been one to get acne prone skin or anything like that. But for me, my struggle has always been eczema on my eyes, especially.
Yeah.
So I've never been able to have a glow ever. It's just unless I literally put 5 moisturizers on, my skin just it's like gone. No moisturizer at all. And just it looks like just so dry, so rough, so textured. So when creating a skincare range of products, I really wanted to make sure that I could create something that just gave the skin that clean girl look. That's like glassy,
dewy,
sheeny, dewy, but not necessarily something that's going to look like dry 5 minutes later. So yeah, this skincare's been on since like 7 a.m. So
no, your skin looks amazing.
Thank you.
Is this an exclusive?
This is an exclusive, I think. Yeah, I don't think I've spoken about this before.
This is tea. I'm so excited. The thing is, let me tell you something. One thing that I've learned coming from being a girly who just used to come out of the club and put a wipe on my face and go to bed. Makeup will never look the way it needs to look if your skin is not in check.
Especially if you leave, like, before putting your makeup on, between the skin care and then the actual makeup application, try leave it for like half an hour if you can.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the way the makeup is just going to go on top.
It just sits right. I've always been a makeup girly, but I've never been the girly to look after my skin until I realized if your skin is smooth, it makes the application of the makeup 20 times better.
Oh, absolutely.
So even though this is not directly to makeup, sorry, good skincare is part of the process.
Oh, it is.
It's so part of the process.
And also I think it's part of like being happy without having makeup on as well.
Yeah.
Like I love wearing makeup. Like I love doing my little Mitchel beat, but I don't want to do it every day. I actually love having days where my skin just breathes. But still feeling like pretty, So
yeah.
And I do think skincare does help with that. But yeah, that's about as clean girl as I go. When it's not clean girl, it's 5 different bronzers on, lots of blush, eyebrows laminated to my forehead.
Periods. Yeah. No, that's honestly, it's either go hard or go home. It's either we're going full beat or we're doing nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, win or bin, no lash look.
No lash look.
Full face of makeup, no
I'm going to
lashes.
have to say bin.
Why bin?
Because I love a lash way too much. I actually don't hate when people do no lash, but I think if I'm going to pick one or the other, it would always be putting a
Strips
lash on.
for individuals.
Strips. Always a strip.
You know what? Yeah, I was an individual girly
get
for a
up to date
bit.
with the individuals.
I still am an individual girly, but it's too expensive. But I used to be like strips was my thing, but I think I had to learn how to apply strips properly for my eyes because sometimes they used to droop.
Yeah.
So now I do a little lifty lift.
Yeah, like not all on the lash band,
not
a
all
bit
the
like
lash.
on the. Yeah,
exactly.
I got you.
I don't know who taught me that, but whoever did, thank you very much.
Well, what I like to do when I do this is I'll do like, even if I'm not doing an eyeliner, I'll do like a little kind of lift with an eyeliner. I'll do like a really diagonal little lift, even smudge it out, but then stick the lash to the eyelash, to the eyeliner,
to the liner,
rather than sticking it to the actual lid, if you get what I mean. So then you can get that
because I need that.
But again, all of these techniques come from the drag queens of the world. Like we've just kind of softened them so they look a bit more softer on a feminine face, So I think that that's why I would love to do RuPaul, because I feel like my techniques are very inspired by what she does on her face.
We got to make it happen.
Yeah, let's do it.
So win or bin, cut crease.
Win. Oh, I'll be a cut creaser for life. Do you like a cut crease?
You know what? Yeah, I just feel like I feel like the smoky eye, the brown smoky eye girl has got the best of me.
I think I need to do your makeup one time and do you a cut crease and see how you feel.
Honestly, I know you're the cut crease king, so I know you would just get it right. But I feel like sometimes because of my eye shape, it looks quite heavy. Sometimes it can be quite heavy.
Oh no, you just need it to be done right
by the right person. Okay, so
you've got the perfect eye for a cut crease. I'm gonna make that happen.
Please, oh my God, guys, load it up.
And we don't need to think of like cut crease like 2016 cut crease. We can think like 2025 cut crease, right? It's a bit more modern, a bit more smudgy, a bit more sexy, sultry.
Okay,
yeah,
I got you. Listen,
okay, let's get this booked in.
I'm coming to Manchester, by the way.
Yes,
I'm gonna come.
Please do. Come to the office.
We'll make it happen. Oh, the office.
Yes, the office is fab. Let's do the glam in the office.
Oh my God, no, don't say, honestly, I'll get my train there. Win or bin, bright under eye.
Yeah, win.
Why'd you have to think about that one? That was a thought.
Because I think I have over the years like done really bright under eyes, and I always come back to it. But I do like to sometimes think like, do you remember the pink under eye saga?
Love it.
I took it too far. there was one video, and I look back and I'm like, okay, I don't even know what I was thinking there. But I think when it's done right, yeah, win. I think everybody looks good with a bright under eye as well. And again, I have always really loved techniques that transpire across every single skin tone. So. For example, the reason that I created blush, I created a blusher because all liquid blushes at that time would not show up on deep skin. There was just not one that I had ever found that would look good on deep skin. It would just be like Vaseline that has shine but no colour.
No pigment,
Whereas, and I think the bright under eye techniques looks beautiful on every single skin tone when it's done correctly. So yeah, I think I've always got to be a fan of a bright under eye.
You know what? I'm a bright under eye girly till I die. That's on Mella Child. Listen,
Mella Child. Oh, what a woman.
She's. I'm seeing her tomorrow for the first ep. So
yes,
yeah, she's gonna.
Oh my god,
she is such an OG when it comes to dark skin makeup. But listen, I got the. You see that bright under eye?
I love Mella Child. She's incredible. She's so beautiful.
So beautiful. Right, lip tint instead of lip liner.
Ooh, I'm quite down for this. Yeah, win. I do like a lip tint. Like, you mean like the lip stains?
Yeah, the lip stains.
Yeah, I like, yeah. Have you tried?
I haven't, I've been seeing the girlies using like, I thought it was liquid lipstick,
The really long one that...
Yeah, they'll use it as a liner.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't think you can beat a lip liner, but I do like, I like the lip stains as like an all over lip colour. Because I like that bitten kind of ready lip. That looks like your lips, but better. You know
and then
I mean?
You put a gloss over it, a nice shining gloss.
But yeah, I think lip liners are, they're just classics, aren't they? And I think a good lip liner, everyone should have a good lip liner in their kit.
What lip liner would you recommend for me? Because I love one that looks almost black.
I've got a lip liner shade. It's called Shine Down. And it's basically one level lower than a black lip liner.
Okay. Yeah. Because I love a dark liner.
Oh my god, me too. And a like almost like concealer in the center. That to me is like
that's oh my gosh. Which color do I have from yours? That's almost like it looks like a concealer, but it's a lip. It's part of the lipsticks. Lip glosses.
Cream Dream.
No.
Milkshake for me.
Yeah, I think it's the milkshake one.
Yeah, that's gone really quite popular, especially with the black girls. Which makes me so happy. Just put it. Yeah.
In it. God, it's
game changer.
Mitchell, honestly, I'm so honoured to have you. That's the end of the episode.
Well, thank you so much for having me, honestly.
14.
And I love to see what you do. It's like so amazing, and I love seeing you all over my FYP. And
one more thing, is there anything that in the next coming months, what can we expect from you?
World domination.
Period.
I'd like to say. We're launching in Australia and America within the same few weeks. So I'm so excited for that.
For my US girlies, for my Australian girlies, you will be seeing Made by Mitchell.
Yep.
On your shelves somewhere. We can't tell you where. But just know it's going to be in your state soon.
Yes.
Congratulations, man. Honestly, I really, really hope that people that didn't know Mitchell knows honestly where he came from. And again, like, you are somebody that I've watched your journey very, very early, and I'm so proud of you.
Truly does mean the world coming from you. So thank you.
So proud of you. And guys, make sure you check out Mitchell on socials. Let us know where to find you.
Made by Mitchell on TikTok, Made by Mitchell USA on TikTok for any of my USA babes.
Clock it.
And yeah, Mitchell on Instagram if you want to come and say hello and catch up more with like the personal side of life, because that's pretty crazy as well. This has been Made by Mitchell on Cocktails and Takeaways, and we'll be back next week with another bad boy or another bad girl.
Period. Thank you guys. Woo! That was so... Mitchell,